The Himalayas called to me. Their towering peaks and ancient glaciers whispered secrets of the Earth's past, beckoning me to explore their vast, untamed beauty. Everest, a majestic giant, whispered my name. Its snow-capped summit stood as a beacon of challenge and adventure, a siren call to those who dared to dream big. This was my dream, to stand at the foot of a legend, to feel the raw power of nature and to test my limits against one of the world's greatest natural wonders. I was a photographer, eager to capture the soul of the mountains. My camera was my tool, my way of sharing the awe-inspiring beauty of these peaks with the world. My journey started months ago. Preparation was key. I meticulously planned every detail, from the gear I would need to the routes I would take. Each step was a crucial part of the adventure. I trained hard, pushing my limits. Every day was a test of endurance and strength, a step closer to my goal. The mountains demanded respect, and I was determined to earn it. I knew the mountains demanded respect. Excitement bubbled inside me. The anticipation of the climb, the thrill of the unknown, it all fueled my passion. Soon, I would be face to face with Everest. The thought of standing on its slopes, of looking up at its towering peak, filled me with a sense of awe and determination. The air grew thin as I climbed. Each breath was a reminder of the altitude, of the challenge that lay ahead. But with every step, I felt more alive, more connected to the mountain. Each step took me closer to my goal. The path was steep and treacherous, but my resolve was unwavering. I was driven by a desire to conquer, to achieve what few had before me. The world stretched out below me, a vast and breathtaking panorama. From this height, everything seemed so small, so insignificant. It was a humbling experience, a reminder of the grandeur of nature. I was a man on a mission, driven by a thirst for adventure. The mountains were my calling, and I was ready to answer. Every step, every breath, was a testament to my determination and passion.
Tenzing's journey was more than just a physical challenge. It was a quest to fulfill a lifelong dream, a dream that had been ignited in his heart long ago, to capture the essence of Everest through his lens, to share its beauty, its majesty with the world. This was his mission, his passion, his dream.
The trail to Everest Base Camp was harsh but beautiful. Each step was a challenge, but the breathtaking scenery made every moment worth it. The path wound through rugged terrain, with steep inclines and rocky paths that tested my endurance. Yet, the allure of the majestic mountains kept me going. Icy winds whipped at my face, a constant reminder of the mountain's unforgiving nature. The cold was biting, seeping through my layers of clothing, but it also invigorated me, making me feel more alive than ever. The wind howled through the valleys, creating an eerie yet mesmerizing symphony. The sun glinted off the snow-covered peaks, casting a golden glow that illuminated the landscape. The contrast between the bright sunlight and the pristine white snow was stunning. It was as if the mountains were adorned with jewels, sparkling in the daylight. Each peak seemed to tell its own story, a testament to the power and beauty of nature. I felt small but alive. Surrounded by such grandeur, my own worries and concerns seemed insignificant. The mountains had a way of putting everything into perspective, reminding me of the vastness of the world and my place within it. It was a humbling experience, yet it filled me with a sense of wonder and awe. I met the local people, the Sherpas. Their warm hospitality and genuine kindness were a stark contrast to the harsh environment. They welcomed me into their community, sharing their food, their homes, and their stories. It was a privilege to learn from them and to witness their way of life. They were strong and resilient, their faces etched with the wisdom of the mountains. Each line and wrinkle told a story of survival, of enduring the elements, and thriving in one of the most challenging environments on Earth. Their strength was not just physical, but also spiritual, a deep connection to the land that sustained them. They taught me about their traditions, their deep respect for the land. Their stories captivated me. They spoke of rituals and customs, passed down through generations, of a way of life that was in harmony with nature. Their respect for the mountains was profound, seeing them not just as a landscape, but as a living entity that needed to be honored and protected. They spoke of ancient legends, of spirits that guarded the peaks. These stories were more than just folklore. They were a vital part of their cultural heritage. The legends added a mystical dimension to the mountains, making them seem even more majestic and awe-inspiring. It was as if the mountains were alive, with their own personalities and histories. I listened intently, my camera forgotten for a moment. The stories transported me to a different time, a different world. I was no longer just a visitor. I felt a deep connection to the place and its people. The mountains had a way of drawing you in, making you a part of their story. The mountains held more than just ice and rock. They were a repository of history, culture, and mystery. Each formation, each peak, had its own tale to tell, a story that had been shaped over millennia. The diversity of the landscape was astounding, from jagged cliffs to smooth, snow-covered slopes. They held mystery and history. The mountains were like a living museum, each layer of rock a page in the Earth's history. There were ancient sites, remnants of past civilizations that had once called these mountains home. The sense of mystery was palpable, as if the mountains were guarding secrets that were yet to be discovered.
In the embrace of the mountains, Tenzing discovered not just the beauty of the landscape, but the soul of its people and their timeless stories. The journey was more than a physical challenge, it was a spiritual awakening. The mountains had a way of revealing truths, of connecting people to something greater than themselves. Tenzing left with a deeper understanding of the world and his place in it, forever changed by the mountain's embrace.
One day, I wandered off the main trail. I was drawn by a hidden path, barely visible beneath the snow. The air felt different here, charged with an unseen energy. The path led to a cave, its entrance shrouded in mist. I felt a shiver run down my spine. Something was calling me in. Curiosity outweighed my fear. I stepped inside, my headlamp cutting through the darkness. The air was cold and damp. The silence was broken only by the sound of my own breath. What secrets did this cave hold?
Tenzing's curiosity led him to a place untouched by time, where the whispers of the ancients seemed to linger in the air.
With trembling hands, I brushed away the dirt. The chest creaked open, revealing a collection of artifacts. There were golden ornaments, precious stones, and a scroll covered in strange symbols. This was beyond my wildest dreams. Each item seemed to whisper stories of a bygone era, tales of kings and queens, of battles fought and won. The scroll especially caught my eye. Its symbols were unlike anything I had ever seen, hinting at secrets long forgotten. I felt a rush of excitement and curiosity. What mysteries did these artifacts hold? What stories were waiting to be uncovered? Then I saw it. Half buried in the earth lay a chest. It was ornately carved, its surface cold and metallic. My heart pounded in my chest. What was inside? The craftsmanship was exquisite, with intricate designs that seemed to tell a story of their own. I could almost hear the echoes of the past, the voices of those who had once owned this chest. The anticipation was overwhelming. I knew I was on the brink of a significant discovery, something that could change our understanding of history. My headlamp flickered across the cave walls, revealing ancient paintings. They depicted scenes of mountain life, of rituals and ceremonies. I was awestruck. This was a treasure trove of history. Each painting was a window into the past, showing the daily lives, beliefs, and traditions of an ancient civilization. The colors, though faded, still held a vibrancy that spoke of their significance. I could almost feel the presence of the people who had created these artworks, their hands moving with purpose and reverence. This cave was not just a shelter, it was a sacred space, a testament to the ingenuity and spirit of its inhabitants.
In that moment, Tenzing uncovered not just artifacts, but a connection to the past, a bridge between history and his own journey. The mountains, with their timeless beauty, had guarded these secrets for centuries, waiting for someone to uncover them. Tenzing felt a profound sense of responsibility and honor. He knew that this discovery was not just about the artifacts, but about understanding and preserving the legacy of those who came before. It was a reminder of the enduring human spirit, of our quest for knowledge and our desire to connect with our roots. This was more than a discovery, it was a revelation. A moment that would forever change his life and the way we view history.
I stared at the treasure before me. Excitement surged through my veins. These artifacts were priceless. They could bring me fame and fortune. My mind raced with possibilities. I imagined the headlines, the museum exhibitions, the book deals. I could be famous. The photographer who discovered a lost world. The thought was intoxicating.
But deep down, a nagging feeling tugged at my conscience. Something didn't feel right. This treasure didn't belong to me. It belonged to the mountains, to the people who called this place home.
I remembered the Sherpas, their stories, their deep reverence for the mountains. They believed the mountains were sacred, home to spirits and ancestors. This treasure was part of their rich heritage. I thought about the consequences of taking the precious artifacts. Would I be disrespecting their beliefs, their culture? Would I be robbing them of their history?
The weight of my decision pressed down heavily on me. I could walk away with riches, but at what cost? The mountains had given me a gift, but with that gift came great responsibility.
I sought out Tenzing, an elder Sherpa who had become my friend. I told him about my discovery, my internal struggle.
His eyes held a deep understanding.
The mountains give, and the mountains take away, he said, his voice calm and steady. We are but visitors here. We must respect the spirits that dwell in these peaks.
His words resonated with me. He spoke of balance, of harmony between man and nature. I realized then that true wealth wasn't measured in gold and jewels, but in respect and understanding.
I spent a sleepless night in my tent. The image of the treasure seared into my mind. The temptation lingered, but it was fading. A new resolve was taking root. I knew what I had to do. The mountains had tested me, and I had found my answer. I would honor the trust that had been placed in me.
The next morning, I returned to the cave. I carefully placed the artifacts back in the chest, just as I had found them. It was time to let go of my selfish desires.
I sealed the cave entrance with rocks, hiding it once more. The mountains had shared their secrets with me, and now I would protect them. My heart felt lighter, free from the burden of my greed. As I descended the mountain, I realized I had received a gift far greater than any treasure. I had gained wisdom, humility, and a profound respect for the power of nature.
The photographs I took on that journey would be my legacy. They would tell a story of adventure, of cultural understanding, and of the importance of preserving our planet's sacred places.
Back home, the memory of Everest stayed with me. It was a constant reminder of the lessons I had learned. The mountains had tested me, and I had emerged stronger, wiser. I shared my story, hoping to inspire others to appreciate the delicate balance between ambition and respect.
The mountains held a powerful message, one that deserved to be heard. Everest's gift wasn't buried in a cave. It was etched in the ice, in the wind, in the very soul of the mountains. It was a gift of perspective, of understanding, and of the enduring power of nature.